So I took his keys and ran into a vacant lot and stashed them with my cork boots. I was wearing cork boots at the time, and I took my cork boots off, and I had some moccasins for liners that belonged to Vince, and I ran down the street with these moccasins on, and by that time the mailman had got a hold of the police, and the police were chasing me down the road to the main intersection in Port Coquitlam, and there was about 100 people waiting for the bus, and I was getting arrested in front of all these people, and they thought that I was crazy, so they took me to the crazy house.
Did you think you were crazy?
Well, I just thought I was a little hyper. I didn't lose the keys to the mailman or anything. They were all nicely organized with my cork boots in a special place. And I guess he was a little delayed with his deliveries, but other than that, the police thought I was a little too crazy, so they took me to Essendale. And that's where I got first diagnosed.
And then I've heard other people say when you have schizophrenia that you hear voices in your head and things like that.
Well, yeah, I was imagining things. I was imagining probably a little hallucinatory.
Like what
See,
kinds of things?
well, like thinking that the mailman was delivering cocaine.
Okay.
He had a box of cocaine, and because I didn't see any stamps on the box, so I figured the French were just in cahoots with the cocaine dealers and delivering cocaine all around town.
And so now, do you still feel that way?
Well, a little bit, like because the French up here at this end of the lake that live and all his friends, they all have fancy cars, and I know for a fact that they travel around a lot between here and Calgary, and I have a feeling that there's always one guy in the area that is a coke dealer. But, you know, it's always been a problem in Caslo. Cocaine has been a big problem in Caslo. And who's to know who the cocaine king is? Like, there's a cocaine king in Caslo that tells the police what to do. I know that for a fact.
And so, lots of people have different stories about you around this area, right?
Yeah, like,
And I was told to ask you about a story where you had some kind of a gun in Cache Creek and you walked into a bank or something like that?
oh, but that was a burned out shotgun that had no stock, and it was all warped out of shape and rusted up. And I was using it for a cane because I was stopped in Cache Creek on my way to Vancouver with a load of Christmas trees in my trailer, and I was DOT'd in Cache Creek, and it was 30 below zero at the time, and I was parked at the north end of town where Cal Tire was, and I was waiting to get a new muffler put on my truck, and I had to go to the bank. I had to go to the bank to change some money, and I was walking with this shotgun as a cane because I didn't have my crutches with me, and it was icy sidewalks all the way through town. So I was walking with this shotgun as a cane, and I walked into the bank with it, which was kind of stupid. I should have left it outside the door, but they thought I was robbing the bank, and one thing led to the next, and I got arrested and went back to going to court in Kamloops, and but I got released and eventually went back all the way to Vancouver and stayed there for a few months and came back and
How about, I remember hearing some story about you at Duncan Dam, and you grabbed that huge light and you biked it all the way to Dwight's place.
oh yeah, that was another one of my episodes.
That's amazing. How did you get it down? That big light?
Yeah,
And you have only one leg, right?
only one leg, but I take it off when I shinny up a pole, and I can hook around like a little monkey.
What happened to your leg?
A motorcycle accident in Kelowna. I was
When you were little?
when I was 35.
Oh.
I was picking apples, and I was in a big rush to go for lunch, and I was riding along, and I was going into the sun was in my eyes, and I had a top-heavy situation with my motorbike, and it was very hard to control. When I hit the back brake, I lost control and ran into the truck, and it was just lucky that I lifted my leg at the last second so I have a below knee. I still have my knee, so I can still pedal a bike. And
Yes. And so then you went to Dunkin' Dam, and why did you take that light off?
oh, it was just because they didn't need it. They didn't need it anymore. And I thought Dwight was going to have a big shop for his timber framers, and he could use it.
And so and like it was a big light and it's heavy, I would have
Yeah,
imagined.
but actually, Jürgen, her husband, I married this lady as a widow, and she had a husband that was a welder at KFP, and when they were building the dam, he got 4 of these big lights.
Oh yeah?
4